Sabihin mo sa akin kung ikaw o kayo ang gumawa.
Mr. Chair,
Yun ang sinabi mo eh.
we did not submit the list to the President. Ang Presidente, Mr. Chair, hindi naman nakikialam sa listahan namin eh. But the President has given his list, Mr. Chair. Meron tayong tinatawag, Mr. Chair, na I did. Yung
be careful about your statement.
Na PRRD list. Merong tinatawag na list. Meron dati yun, Mr.
Yes,
Chair. Meron, Mr.
That's what we call.
Hindi kayo naniniwala na may human rights violation?
Mr. Chair, as far as PDEA is concerned, yung sa amin lang na organisasyon, wala pong human rights sa amin.
You were the Director General at that time. You're not talking about just the PDEA.
If yung sa labas, sa buong sa kabuuan, Mr. Chair.
You're under oath. This might not be the court, but this is a committee hearing of Congress. You're under oath.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So tell us, you do not believe that there is any human rights violations during those time?
Out of PDEA, Mr. Chair, meron. Pero sa
eh.
PDEA, Mr. Chair, walang human rights sa amin, Mr. Chair.
Nakakainis yung sagot ninyo kanina eh.
Bago nag-umpisa ang Presidente, meron tayong out of the Dangerous Drugs Board survey, household survey, meron tayong lumabas na about 3.4 million persons who use drugs. 3.4. Yung nag-start yung term ng ating Presidente. Hindi naman yun lahat nasa listahan. It's just a household survey sa different places in the country. Now, ang PDEA po ay merong National Drug Information System which dates back nung NARCOM days pa. Yung mga part of that is NARCOM days pa, and then every year sinasala kung active pa ba o hindi. So during our time, every month may initial listahan, tapos meron ding ibinigay na listahan from other government agencies, kinonsolidate ng PDEA, and then we tried to re-evaluate kung nasa if this personality is still active or not. And then nung nag-start ang ating yung tinatawag ni Sir Bato na tukhang, actually it came from Barangay Drug Clearing Program, Mr. Chair. Yung tukhang is the first phase of the Barangay Drug Clearing Program. With the help of ang program talaga nito, Mr. Chair, is kasama natin ang barangay, kasama natin ang pulis.
Mr. Chair, I think the answer of the former DG Wilkins is not appropriate for the question of this representation, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to know if there was an original list which was made as a basis for operation against high-value targets and pushers.
During the time of the former president?
Yes, because as of now,
sir,
there is another list being, shall we say, listed by PDEA coming from the barangays of this country, the information of which is validated by PDEA, and they come up with a list pursuant to a dangerous drugs board policy. So, are you trying to tell this representation that the drug list during the former administration is the same drug list that you're using now? Please answer my question.
No, Your Honor.
Oh. So there are two drug lists. Where is the first one? That's my question. Which was used by operatives when they encounter valuable targets involved in the illegal drug business. Diba? If we go back to the different operations, congressman na kasi ako noon eh. Kaya alam ko. And alam ko rin na 8 yung big time businessmen, Chinese businessmen involved. Nandun na sila sa kwan. Why? Because I was there when the case of then Secretary De Lima was heard in this Congress. I was part of that committee. Kaya nalaman ko yung mga impormasyon na ito. So huwag kayong magsinungaling.
Yes, Mr. Wilkins.
Mr. Chair, isa lang yun. That's part yung listahan namin during the time of President Duterte is carried over ngayon as part of the National Drug Information System. Mawawala lang siya every month. Nagre-revalidate tayo ng drug personalities dahil meron tayong procedure para tanggalin ang drug personalities from that list.
Mr. Chair, may I ask the former Director General Villanueva, would it be proper for me to conclude that PDEA during that time was the one who made the list and gave it to the President? Sabihin mo sa akin kung ikaw o kayo ang gumawa.
Mr. Chair,
yun ang sinabi mo eh.
We did not submit the list to the President. But we collaborate the list with the Philippine National Police.
You mean to tell me that the President doesn't have any list at all?
Ang Presidente, Mr. Chair, hindi naman nakikialam sa listahan namin eh. But the President has given his list. Ito yung tinatawag na...
Could you please say that again? That the President has given his list? In other words, you're telling this committee that the President then had his own list.
Ang Mr. Meron tayong tinatawag, Mr. Chair, na I did. Yung
be careful about your statement.
Na PRRD list. Merong tinatawag na list. Meron dati yung Mr.
Yes
Chair.
or no?
Meron Mr. That's what now we call the I did. Interagency Drug Information Drug Information Database. So yun yung coming from the different intelligence from the intelligence community, at iba rin yung original listahan na nasa PDEA where we collaborate with the Philippine National Police and the local government unit. Yun naman po ang tinatawag nating National Drug Information System.
Well, let me ask, PDEA and the Philippine National Police, saan nakuha ng ating dating Pangulo ang listahan? For example, like meron siya listahan ng mga politiko na sinuspende, na nawawala. Saan nakuha po yung listahan niya? Napunta sa PDEA o sa Philippine National Police?
It came from, Mr. Chair, it came from the different intelligence agencies in the country.
You mean to tell me that the former president has another intelligence agency?
Collaboration.
So that the former president has a secret intelligence agency, like the secret agreement he had with China.
We cannot answer that, Mr. Chair. But as far as we are concerned, yung listahan namin is coming from yung old list namin, at the same time coming from the newly identified drug personalities and collaborated by the different local government units in the barangay. So, inaano natin ito, i-validate natin ito. But meron ding binigay sa amin na interagency drug information database. Ito naman yung coming from the different intelligence units in the country na hindi naabot ng listahan ng PDEA. Kaya nakaiba siya. So that yung i-clear namin sa barangay, yung mga National Drug Information System, yun yung subject of tukhang na tinatawag ng Philippine National Police. Sabi naman po is house visit ang tawag namin doon. So, initially, merong listahan. Massive ang initial response ng PNP at barangay. Ano nangyari? Nagulat ang barangay dahil hindi natin alam kung saan ilalagay yung mga sumurrender. Because the foundation for the tukhang was not really established yet. Hindi natin alam saan ba pupunta tong mga tinukhang, nag-surrender? Ano bang gagawin natin? We don't have the community-based drug rehabilitation program before. So, for 3 years, yun po yung inaasikaso ng PDEA and Department of Health para magkaroon ng saysay yung mga sumurrender. Para sila naman ngayon ay makapagbago at maibalik sa mainstream ng ating society. Ito na po yung rehabilitation and reintegration program. Yung latter part na po ng barangay drug clearing program natin.
Gusto ko lang maging malinaw, General, yung secret kanina, joke lang yun.
Wala po ako personality to answer that, Mr. Chair.
Anyway, ganito yan. No? I would like to tell the public, who's even watching right now, that we are for the elimination of drugs in this country. What we are not for is the human rights violations that are here. Hindi kami papayag na magkaroon po ng na mawala yung due process. We are not going to agree na yung nakalagay po sa ating saligang batas na magkaroon po dito ng due process ay mawala. Yun ang nasa atin. Sapagkat naniniwala po tayo, any suspect na nahuli po yan are presumed innocent until proven guilty by the courts. You see? Pero ang nangyayari dito, ito tanong ko, ito more than 6,000 na napatay, for example, nakarating ba sa korte yan? Nakarating po ba sa korte yan? Sino pwedeng sumagot yan? Attorney Conti, ikaw, yung bang more than 6,000 na napatay ng mga biktima, nakarating po ba sa korte yan?
Palagay ko po, iilan lang. Sa akin po, may 6 nga po kaming isinampang kaso sa Office of the Ombudsman. Isa lang ang nakatungtong ng korte. Kaya mahirap po talaga.
Revelation po yun. Pero bang ibang sasagot niyan? Chairperson CHR, meron ba kayong record niyan?
Check ko lang po yung aming record. So meron po kami based on our monitoring kasi wala naman po kaming prosecutorial function. So based on after the investigation, meron po kaming monitor na 18 cases filed in the regional trial courts, 42 cases filed in the Office of the Ombudsman. Sa prosecutor's office po, 42 cases din ang na-file. Then admin cases, 107 filed in the IAS of the Philippine National Police. Sa NAPOLCOM ay isa. Sa Ombudsman for admin cases, 47. So yun po yung aming records.
Out
based
of
on
more
our
than
monitor.
6,000 victims.
Based on our numbers, 3,900.
Okay. Do you believe, Secretary Guevara or Director General Abialde, and any of you in the police force natin, that there were indeed human rights violations on the war against drugs during the time of the former president? Go ahead.
Palagay ko po ay wala naman tayong disagreement na meron po talagang mga insidente ng human rights violations. Hindi lamang po dun sa drug war, marami pa pong ibang insidente na kami po ay nag-imbestiga through the mechanism called Administrative Order Number 35 ng mga extrajudicial killings, torture, and forced disappearance, and other serious violations of the right to life, liberty, and security. Kaya yan naman po ay admitted. It's just too bad po na ang due process po for everyone will have to be observed. Meron po tayong mga inaakusahan sa husgado or kuminsan po ay doon pa lang sa DOJ ay nadidismiss na dahil po sa kakulangan din ng ebidensya, kuminsan po ay ang mga testigo ay ayaw lumitaw and so forth and so on. Pero kung ang katanungan niyo po ay is it a fact na mayroong human rights violation na may kinalaman sa war on drugs, I think ang sagot ko po dyan ay meron. At yan po ay kailangan lamang nating i-establish by means of competent evidence. Case-to-case basis po. Hindi naman po lahat ng may namatay sa police operation ay masasabi na may violation ng human rights. This is subject to the defenses din po ng mga law enforcement agents concerned.
How about Director General Abialde?
I think, Mr. Chair, this is the very essence of the conduct of investigation today, no? Para po talaga ma-establish talaga kung sino yung dapat manugot. Kung sabi nga po ni Soldier kanina, kung talagang meron, kailangan po manugot kung sino talaga. And that is the essence of this investigation. So,
do you believe that there were human rights violations in the past? Even during your
yes,
time?
Yes, even the past po. Yes, Mr. Chairman, even in the past. Hindi lang po nung panahon ni dating Presidente Duterte. Yes. Even in the past, there were alleged human rights violations.
But there were more human rights violations during the time of the former president because of the war on drugs.
Yes, kailangan pong establish yan, Mr. Chairman. It's because, tama po yan, it's because during the time ni Presidente Duterte, it was only during his time na nag-concentrate po talaga siya sa anti-illegal drugs. No? Kaya po naging very, siguro, kapansin-pansin. No? Dahil nakafocus po yung halos lahat ng police operations on anti-illegal drugs.
We have the committee hearing right now not to establish that there are human rights violations. But we have in Congress, this committee hearing, because it has already been established that there are human rights violations.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Siguro po, it's also the purpose of this committee para mabigyan pa po ng mas malakas na tiwala yung ating mga naging biktima dito with our existing laws. Baka meron pa po tayong mabigay sa kanila na another para protection, para lalong lumakas po siguro yung loob nila para lumantad at lumabas, no? It's nakikita po kasi natin dito na maraming natatakot, especially so pag ang suspect nila ay pulis. So ito po ang titignan natin, how we can help them or how we can craft a law para mabigyan pa sila ng mas mas mabigat na proteksyon.
Ayan po, yung kayo po, no? Pong mga biktima, nagsalita po ay former Director General na.
It's because again, Mr. Chairman, marami po kasing existing naman ngayon na mga bodies that the people can complain, they file their complaints, no? Nandiyan po yung Napolcom, nandiyan po yung PLEB, nandiyan po yung IAS, everything, no? Nandiyan po yan. Now, if kung hindi pa po sapat yan, then we can probably with the help of legislative bill, then probably magkaroon po ng confidence yung ating taong bayan diyan.
Well, that is the problem. So glad you mentioned that, Director General Albayalde. Napakarami nating mga agencies, no? But a very small portion only have been actually investigated. Nandiyan ang Napolcom, nandiyan ang Philippine National Police, nandiyan ang DOJ, nandiyan ang NBI, nandiyan ang PIDEA. Pero of only a very small portion have been actually investigated out of more than 6,000 victims, Director General.
Mr. Chairman, hindi po siguro a very little portion. Kaya po siguro nakikita natin a very little portion kasi konti lang po kasi yung nag-file ng kaso. If para magkaroon po sila ng confidence, if sabi ko nga, magkaroon po silang additional protection, then tataas po yan. Most probably.
Challenge sa inyo yan.
Tataas po yan, Mr. Chairman.
Sa amin po, sa Congress, we'll do everything we can to reveal all of these human rights violations. Andito kami. Upang talagang expose natin ang human rights violation. Hindi lamang kapulisan na gumawa nito. Kahit ng mga private na mga tao. Hindi natin tinutukoy lamang ang ating kapulisan. Because I also fully support the Philippine National Police in their job. Okay. Now, Director General Villanueva, naniniwala din po ba kayo na maraming mga violations sa panahon?
Mr. Chair, I cannot answer for the Philippine National Police, but
I'm asking you to answer for the PIDEA.
But I can only answer to PIDEA as far as PIDEA is concerned. There's no human rights violation as far as PIDEA is concerned. Do sa 6,252 cases na yan, Mr. Chair, 161 po dyan ang 115 po dyan ang PIDEA initiated. At merong another 46 na joint PNP and PIDEA. At lahat po yan, Mr. Chair, na file na natin. Except for the 12 cases in Mindanao na nagwe-wait pa rin.
Hindi kayo naniniwala na mayroong human rights violation?
Mr. Chair, ganito kasi yan eh.
Dali po. Kahit na itong mga biktimang ito ng mga pamilya nag-testify dito ngayon, hindi kayo naniniwala na may human rights violation?
Mr. Chair, as far as PIDEA is concerned, yung sa amin lang na organisasyon, wala pong human rights sa amin.
You were the Director General at that time. You're not talking about just the PIDEA.
If yung
please,
sa labas, sa buong sa kabuuan, Mr. Chair.
You're under oath. This might not be the court, but this is a committee hearing of Congress. You're under oath.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So tell us, you do not believe that there is any human rights violations during those time?
Out of PIDEA, Mr. Chair, meron. Pero sa
eh.
PIDEA, Mr. Chair, walang human rights sa amin, Mr. Chair.
Nakakainis yung sagot ninyo kanina eh. Meron pala naniniwala pala kayo ngayon eh. Parang ini-insulto nyo ang committee ito eh.
No, Mr. Chair, ang pagkakaintindi ko is, meron bang human rights?
Director General, you are under oath.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, I'd like to ask our Director General right now, naniniwala ba kayo na merong human rights violations na nangyari?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what I'm saying,
yes, Mr. Chair.
The thing is, the fact that you said a moment ago there are no human rights violations is tantamount to saying, dito sa amin, niloloko nyo kami.
No, Mr. Chair. Ang pagkakaintindi ko, Mr. Chair, is kung merong human rights violation sa PIDEA. Kaya nga sabi ko, Mr. Chair.
Hindi po PIDEA ang pinag-uusapan dito. If there are human rights violations sa nangyaring war on drugs.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I correct myself. Okay. There is a human rights violation.
So you're apologizing right now?
Yes, sir. I apologize, Mr. Chair.
All right.
I correct myself.
Let me ask the Philippine National Police. Do you believe that during the time of the former president, there were human rights violations on the war on drugs?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Ba't ko tinanong ito? That's the reason why this committee now is hearing all of these things. So, totoo lang, tinatanong ako ng media, bakit ngayon lang? Bakit ngayon lang ito? Because look, ang unang-unang sagot ko dito ganito. Andiyan ang mga nanay ng mga napatay. Kahit na po yan, mga suspect yan. Ha? Naniniwala po tayo sa kahalagahan ng buhay. Alright? And any loss of life is a tragedy. Andiyan po yung mga nanay. Palagay nyo kaya yung mga nanay na ito ay matutulog na lang na hindi maaalala ng mga nangyaring yan? Nakakatulog ba sila? Hanggang ngayon, after 6-7 years, they're still crying for justice. Oo. Nagkaroon po ng privilege speech si Congresswoman Castro. Nagkaroon ng resolution si Congressman Manuel. Ibig nyo sabihin, uupuan lamang yan ng Committee on Human Rights. Wala tayong gagawin dyan. Oo. Ako naman, mga kaibigan, ako naman, unang-una, ako'y mananagot sa ating Diyos tungkol dyan. Pangalawa, mananagot ako sa taong bayan sapagkat niyo ginawa aking tungkulin bilang isang mamabatas. Kaya dito, sa committee ito, we are now doing that. Hindi tayo yung bang naghahanap kung sinong culpable dito. We're not passing judgment on anyone. But we're trying just to investigate sapagkat nais natin na maging tama itong ating ginagawa. Kaya nga, sabi ko sa inyo, okay. Ako bilang isang bishop, binanggit ko sa inyo ang Isaiah 1:17. Anong sabi nun sa Isaiah 1:17? Learn to do well. Ito binabanggit po ito sa ating lahat ngayon. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. So anong ibig sabihin po nito? Diyos na ang nagsabi nito. Alright, hindi tao. Kaya, these words, call upon us in the committee to actively pursue justice and uphold human rights. Because if we will not do that, ano pa ang silbi ng committee ito? Eh di wala na. Ang gagawin ko dyan, mag-resign na lang ako. Wala pa lang silbi ang committee ito eh. Alright? Anong gagawin natin? Kayo nandirito, resource speakers kayo, mga iba sa inyo, mag-isinungaling sa amin. Ang iba sa inyo, lolokohin kami. This might not be a court, but this is a committee that has been elected by the Congress to investigate in aid of legislation. Do you know why? Because this nation is a government of laws and not of men. Yan, kinakailangan din natin yan sabihin sa kapulisan natin. This is a government of laws. It is the Congress that make laws. Hindi pwedeng mag-act kahit na ang Pangulo na wala ang batas. Yan ang gusto kong sabihin sa lahat sa inyo. Kaya natin ginagawa dito, ine-emphasize ko ang gawain natin dito. To stand up for those who have been wrong. Those who have been wrong. Oo. Alam po natin, sa Philippine National Police, meron ding mga kapulisan tayo who have been wronged. Kaya nga anong ginawa ko in the past? Tumulong ako sa inyo. Why? Because we would like to correct those who have been wronged. You see? Kahit sa anong bagay yan. So ano pa? To ensure that the rights of every individual are protected. Ito ang ibig sabihin po ng committee hearing na ito. Please, I would like you to understand that. Kaya ang tinan nyo ngayon we started ng 11 o'clock. Until now, we are here. Why? Because we realize the importance of this hearing. Ang iba sa inyo, hindi pa kayo kumakain. Oo. Ako, kumain na po ako sapagkat ako'y nagutom sa sinasabi ng mga biktima.
2 beses, Mr. Chair.
Ngayon, nagkakatawanan tayo. Pero alam nyo, we're very serious about this. I hope that you too will be serious in what we're trying to do. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay.
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Rolando Sangley, tama si Mr. Albayalde, human violations need to be established. Pahayag naman ni Noel Tumulak, imbestigahan nyo rin si Kumar at Michael Ma para patas, di lang puro panggigipit kay Duterte. At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Dexter Lopez, huli ka na Wilkins, asan ang listahan? Magaling talaga magsinungaling ang mga law enforcement agency. Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.